Africa right now, and that's the Basketball Africa League. I was able to watch a couple of games. I mean, our dear Rivers Hoopers are in the tournament. They finished second in their group, if I'm not mistaken, and they qualified to the playoffs proper, which is happening in South Africa. I think probably in a couple of weeks or maybe in a couple of months. I am not sure. It's probably ending of next month or maybe early July, but it's going to go all through those 2 months. So, from what you've seen, what do you think about Hooper's chances to go one step further? Because last year they crashed out of the, and they didn't crash out, I won't say, but they were halted in the semi-final stage. So they ended up they ended up with the with this bronze medal, if you could say. They ended up with third place. So, from what you've seen this year from the players they have? I mean, they didn't bring back Mike Perry, who was for me their best player in the last bout, but they're able to add some other players like the Akech, the South Sudanese 6'7" small forward that they had, and Amayo is back, and then we have some key home based players like Okiki and Abel Lofia. So what do you think? What do you think from this crop of players they have? Do you think they can go one step further and probably get into the finals and maybe even win the tournament this year?
First off, kudos to the administration of the Rivers Vipers. I mean, the last years they've shown a level of consistency towards basketball with the state government support. They've been able to do us proud, making it to back-to-back events and also making it to the playoffs back-to-back. We finished third last year, but
Yeah.
I knew they were going to have some struggles this year. I was happy when I saw that they had brought in Madrid Takech. I was dilly-dallying on Putney. I was not so certain about Putney and his come out big, but not getting Will Perry to play this year is costing us a whole lot. And I say us because I'm rooting for Rivers Supers.
Everybody,
Uh,
Rivers
that,
Rivers is
that,
us.
that,
Everybody.
my team, that my team to root for. But there's a whole lot that needs to change. And I'll start with Kevin Amayo. Kevin Amayo is most times unavailable on defense. Now the
No
team
lies.
is now the team is also the team also struggles when they are unable to play transition basketball. It struggles when they are unable to play fast breaks. When they lose, Amayo is gone. But when they get a team that's able to allow them to play their transition, they struggle. Now we want to see the inside players. Olisemeka cannot keep missing free throws the way he does.
Oh, no, free throws were terrible this conference.
He he is a double merchant. They know this guy can go to the basket. They know he's going to pick all of the rebounds. But they keep fouling it because they know he wouldn't score. Worst best case, he scores one out of two. But and Olisemeka cannot afford to miss free throws the way he's missing free throws. He's our double merchant. Yes, he's going to get the rebounds, offensive, defensive. He owns the board. But we need to more. We need to see him do more. We need to see the post moves. Olisameka has not turned out the post moves in this season of the BAL.
I
We
think
currently do not have the inside. The team is not playing inside play.
I think
Amayo
a
does
lot
not.
of it comes down. No,
Amayo's defense is horrible, and he needs to understand. He needs to do more. Amayo needs to do more. This team is currently without the Will Perry. Unlike last season where we saw how beautiful we were from the 3 points. This season has not been. Your shots are not coming, so you have to find other ways to score away from transition. And I do not understand how why most times he takes his three farther from the line.
If
If you're a long range shooter, fine. You have to find a balance in your threes.
if you watch only the
Even with
highlights,
Steph Curry being a long range shooter, he still shoots closer from the line. Yeah,
exactly.
they need to find a way. They need to find a way to be able to break their opponents offensively aside transition.
Yeah, true.
Transition offense is not the only form of offense. And once the teams you can realize that this is how they play, they can coach you. All they
Absolutely.
have to do is ensure there's nobody free on fast breaks, and that's the end.
They will force you to now play
And
basketball.
that's the reason. And that's the reason we lost those two funny games with over 20 points. And special shout out to Michael Lukiki. He really
No,
he
Bola.
really came alive in the tournament. He came alive on the defensive end of the tournament. Yes, I mean he may not be the one to get the 30 points, 25 points, or he may not be the guy with cameras are following around. The boy is delivering. He's delivering, and that's
like the
it's testament to the leagues he has played outside of the country.
it's
He's
more
played in other African countries for a while,
yeah.
and he's showing it that yes, I can match up with these guys at this level. And that's what we need from all the other guys on the bench. Yeah, people are complaining about coach of rotation, but people need to understand that basketball is an eight-man rotation sport. You cannot rotate all 12 in a basketball game. Or let me say, you do not necessarily have to rotate all 12. At best, and it's at best 8-man rotation. If the eight you have cannot give you what you need, you're in big trouble. Well, kudos to the guys. They're able to find their way to the playoffs. We hope all of these corrections be made for the playoffs and they can do better at the playoff. Madu Takech has been very, very fantastic for us. And then the Nigerian boys led in all the stats. Amari leads in assists. Madu Takech leads in points per
Points, yeah.
game. Putney leads and I think blocks. Olisemika leads in rebounds from our conference. So it's a good one for the boys, but we need to do better. We finished third last year. At worst, they need to get to the finals this year. At worst,
We'll
the
see.
finals are not.
We'll see
Yeah.
if they can do it. And then finally on the BAL discussion, I mean I need to touch on it because you know we talk about this since when we play our normal weekend sets at the stadium, you know, all these things. Our own base boys. You know, last season there was something I did last season that one of them even nearly nearly came for me. I mean, we were all joking, but you understood. So I called them the bench hype men because that's what they've always been. Whenever there's a good play, a good score, the camera goes to the bench and then shows all the hype and like that. Like our boys, a lot of our boys, they're not getting all the minutes. But funny enough, this particular tournament, they've gotten a bit more minutes than they did last time, but still not enough minutes because some of these guys over here are superstars. I mean, they are like the best of the best over here. But when they go to the competition like in the BAL, you know, they tend to warm the bench a lot more. Now I understand, like I say, I always like to play both sides of the fence, play the devil's advocate for both sides. On one side, you are like these are like the best, like Abel Ofia, for instance, is one of like you can say if you're looking for a two guard in Nigeria, top two, top three two guards in Nigeria, Abel's name come up. But this is the same Abel that cannot get the starting. He plays all the games for Rivers Hoopers in the domestic league and the playoffs and everything, the finalists and everything. But he doesn't. He cannot even get a starting jersey when they are playing in the bar. Now that hurts some of us here because I mean we are close to some of these players. They are friends, they are colleagues and all that. We hang out together. But then on the other side, when we watch the games, let's not lie, we they see why. You know, make I speak broken. We see why they can't start. We see that the quality is different. We see that the exposure it shows. Like you said about Okiki, because Okiki has gone out to play basketball in other countries, you can see the difference in quality. And like you said, the intangibles, you know, all those things that don't show up on the start sheet, those are the things that Okiki brings to the game. So you can see, so I understand, but what do you think needs to change, or what do you think can be done so that our own base players, like the confidence in them, the coaches can have more confidence in them and then play them a lot more in these continental tournaments?
So it's simple. Like you said, the intangibles. You have to find a way to help this team. The 2 minutes you get in this half, the 2 minutes you get in this quarter, you have to make the best of it. They cannot bring you in 2 minutes and then you're looking so lost on the court. There was a particular game, if I came on, two straight fouls back to back, and they went over the other side to turn over the ball. So it becomes harder for the coach to trust you with more minutes. The boys are there, you're not better than any of the five currently on the floor. That's a fact. If you think you're better than any of the five of them, you're not as experienced, you're not as exposed to deal with the game as these five on the court. That's a fact. But we saw when Okiki got the opportunity, when Matemba was taken to the bench, and he took advantage of it and gave him the confidence to play him more. I think that was the game against, was it Foot Rabat? He had lots of minutes, over 20 minutes on the floor because he was defending. He was getting these things and giving them the buckets as well. So it's all about doing the little things, doing the intangibles that people do not see. It's not the same as Nigeria where you are the superstar and you shoot. I'll give you an example. Draymond Green in college was a 3-star scorer.
Yeah.
Could even call him 5-star. Was a 3-star scorer, scoring guy. Scoring 30, 28 points, 37 points games. When he came to the NBA, he realized he had to look for something unique. And trust me, if they are talking about scorers, nobody will look to Draymond Green. But I'm talking about defenders, you can't look nowhere else. Can't look anywhere else. He would always be there. His defensive acumen is top notch. The way he organizes defense is top notch. So these boys have to find a way to look for what they can do to help the team. No one they bring you in and you are lost on the court. It makes no sense. So it's going to continue like this. The coach also wants to win. That's why they brought all of these stars to come and join the team. And now we say, oh, Will Perry is gone. He's showing. We are feeling his absence. So that's all that matters. Now the coach understands that he can always stand in for for Temba whenever Temba needs some minutes off the bench and he's going to deliver.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see. When they can trust Ifeanyi Kuku to always coming for Putney. When we can trust Ofia Abel to always coming for Kevin Amayu. So that's what I want to see. I want to see that trust. I want when the trust is upon you, you're able to deliver.